So we pretty much know what we have to do. Although, to be blunt, first I have to remember where I'm going. Or is it here? Is the tower here? Am I already here? Is that where they ran off to? Let's go up and look real quick, and then we'll go heal. Oh, okay. Well. No trespassing by the unworthy. How daunting. We are going to want a fully healed team for this. I don't remember what level Ho-Oh is going to be. Again, we're just going to call him Ho-Oh until we learn otherwise. But it's going to be not in the 30s, which is where we're sitting right now. Granted, we have a full team at our disposal. It'll just be him. But I think our primary concern is that we don't have a whole lot in the way of status effects. And the one thing that we do have going for us is Spore. But as a grass type, Venusaur is weak to both of Ho-Oh's stab attacks. Fire and Flying. So that might not go well. We'll see. It's interesting. I don't know exactly how this is going to go. We've talked a couple times about how this could just be something completely random, or it could be Ho-Oh. The fact that we saw Entei out and about makes me wonder, though. Man, I love this area. Cool looking, completely silent. Alright, so we were here once before. We saw that lovely little Rattata. The difference is this time we have a different item at our disposal. That thing you have! Yeah, check this out. Yeah, back it up. Back it up, son. Could you get out of my way, please? I had to walk around you to climb this ladder, you jerk. Also, we were overdue to switch Dialga out of the top spot. Well, for the time being, we're going to put Umbreon up there. Maybe if there's encounters here, we can reduce them a bit. I don't remember if there are or not. More importantly, we also can, maybe reduce some stuff before. I don't know. When we get to the very top, I'll probably put Venusaur up front, just because we're going to want to get that Spore off as soon as possible. And like in the originals, we've got these lovely little ramps. These all go different ways. And I'm sure there are items kind of scattered throughout here. I just want these statues to do something, but no. This is not a path I can jump across? It looked like they were... There we go. Difficult to see thanks to that pillar. And there are encounters, so it's good that we have Umbreon up front. What do we got? I don't know if that sneeze was audible, but man, did it kick my ass. Pidgeotos are fine. That's disappointing. Can I run from this? Nice. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to get paralyzed. I want my team to be as healthy as possible. Alright, so look at this mess. I don't know. Let's go this way. Nope. Wanted the other path for the item. So, we're going to make a quick loop around. Hopefully not to get into too many of these, and if it starts to become an issue once we've seen what this place has to offer, we'll use a repel. We have a few of them. We are a high enough level above that we shouldn't have to worry too much about this. The repel should cover everything, at least on the early floors for sure. Alright, jumpity, jumpity, jumpity. Hold on. Two different up ladders, too. So that's going to be a thing. I guess we'll go this way, because we can confirm there's an item here. Two different Ultra Balls. But you know what? We might need them. We do not Master Ball legendaries that stay in one place. That's just not a thing that we do. So this is an exit path then, huh? Okay. Glad we went here first then. It's good to know. Now we know to avoid the bottom right corner of that room. Okay, is there anything to this? No, it's just a single path with 18 million jumps. Here we go. Having a lovely time. Umbreon also appears to be having fun. Oh, there's 3 ladders up. But that protector is an evolution item. Let me take a look real quick, because I don't remember off the top of my head. Full incense. Yeah, we should probably give the smoke ball to somebody if we really want to have the running away option here, but it's okay. It's okay. Anyways, yep, that is the thing that makes Rhyperior. So if we happen to find a Rhydon, now we know. This is also an exit then, yes? Yes. Okay. So we want to avoid the bottom left corner as well. I'm only going to take one more encounter if it happens. I'm sure it will on one of these floors. We have a ways to go yet. And then I'll put a repel on if it's not something that we like. Alright. So, we got 3 paths to choose from here. We're just going to take the first one we come across. That loops back to the start. And now 2 more paths, which then branch into 2 more paths. How ruthlessly exciting. Now, we know the bottom left one's no bueno. I love a little slight creaking noise in the background. There's a ladder there. However, to get out of here, it looks like we have no choice but to go to that dead end we saw. But it also means that we have nothing else to do in that room. Boy, actually running is difficult in those spots where you only have one tile of movement. It's more of a waste of time than just hitting the buttons for the directions. Lesson learned. Alright, and then across the top, we go to the first branch here. I mean, if there's an item over on the right-hand side, we're just going to miss it. I don't feel like going over there to find out. Oh, no. No, we want this and then to the right. Yes. Okay. Problem solved. Alright, that should take care of all the branching paths to this point. There may be more branching paths now, but means we've gone everywhere we can go to this point. 2 bridges. That dude's fine. I kind of like it, but I've never been bothered to raise one. We should be able to one-shot it, so we might as well just take the free experience here. Then again, I thought we'd be able to one-shot Pidgeotto, and that didn't work. Okay. Well, we are now officially triggering the repel. That's not in the... I guess it is right here. Okay. Great. No, don't use another one. One of my favorite things in the newer games, and I don't think it had happened in this gen, I think it was the following one, is that they've eventually enabled this thing where you can be using repels, and if you use one, it gives you the option, without having to go into the menu when it runs out, to be like, hey, want to use another one? And you go, yeah, I do. Thanks. Okay, that's going down a road I don't particularly want to go down yet, so let's go backwards real quick. We'll jump across and get this item. I'm sure when people played the original game, what they wanted was, hey, we should make this more confusing. That's what everybody was missing. Hey, it's a water stone! So that Staryu we have, we can finally turn into a Starmie. Except it's level, I don't know, 7? Alright, well, we know where that one goes, sort of. Let's take this one and see what happens. Okay, we got an item up there. Got more portals. And an item here behind a wall. That's a pain. Okay. There are items everywhere in this place. There's more than I remember. Might as well stick with one path and keep going. Let's see where this one takes us. Okay, we've seen this room. That's the other side of it. So we know there's an item up here. Another Ultra Ball. At this teleporter, where's it go? Ooh, that might be the correct way. Let's head up real quick just to see where it goes. If we want the items, I think we're going to have to head back. Because I actually think this is the end of it. Yeah, no. Also, all you Komodo girls just kind of climbed up here, huh? Okay. You know, all things considered, these items are probably not that useful. I've changed my mind. I don't want to head all the way back. I don't want to trigger another rappel. I'm getting what I deserve, I admit. You know, for a split second I thought, a Rhydon! But then it came across and it was more gray and silver. So it's just an Aggron. I don't know if this kills. It's 4 times effective, but Aggrons are pretty tanky, but he's 16 levels lower, so I would hope it kills. Also not tremendously worried about attacks from Aggron that are special attacks. Even Flamethrower, a good one, only did 7 damage. Because special attack's not really his thing. Alright. Let's head up and then not move at all. We're going to actually save on camera. Normally I just do this between parts in case things glitch out like it has a couple times in this run, but in this case we are catching Ho-Oh and we are not Master Balling. I really do hope this is a Ho-Oh. Because Ho-Oh is one of my favorites, and I'm actually not averse to using legendaries in this run because the world is messed up, and I don't really want to deal with it. I think it's important to lead with Venusaur. We can chip away at his health after he's asleep, but trying to switch in Venusaur could be a potential nightmare. So we'll just have to take our lumps. Probably going to get outsped. We just have to hope we don't die in one hit. So apparently we need a bell and a dance. And otherwise it was impossible to do this. I don't know. It's fine. Meanwhile, well, that is indeed Ho-Oh, the guardian of the sky. Your heart and the clear bell and harmony have finally made it appear. Don't you see? Ho-Oh's been waiting for this 10-year-old. Alright, well, let's save again real quick, because we don't want to watch the cutscene if things go wrong. And save stating runs the risk of, you know, glitching out the game more frequently. So, we'll do this honest. We'll do it legit. Can I talk to these other ones? That is all we can do for you. Okay. I would like to pet the Ho-Oh. Shao! Well? You know, I wondered because I recognize this music. It has more of the trumpets from Gen 3. I wonder if it's just slotted to be a random legendary then, or if we just got exceedingly lucky and this could have been some nonsense Weedle. Alright, well the plan doesn't really change. Oh, you're looking more green than I remember. I don't even remember what the hell Rayquaza is. Dragon... flying? Dragon... I think dragon flying. I can't imagine this killing. Not a Rayquaza that's 8 levels higher. It's only 60 base power. I can't even imagine this doing half. I'm hoping we can do 2 of these and have him somewhere around the low yellow to red range. No, we're gonna need 3. Okay. That's okay, though. As always, we're going to want this HP to be as low as possible to help our catch rate because it's going to suck. Although in this spot, in this like destined encounter, like the main legendary you're supposed to get for a game, sometimes the catch rate is a little bit more generous than the typical 3. Generally, the optional legendaries that you can go out and find and stuff, those are the ones with the lowest. Sometimes these are a little bit more friendly. Now we just start throwing balls. I think Rayquaza is quite heavy, so let's try this heavy ball that we have. Dusk Ball's not going to be that great. Basically, Ultra Ball's going to be our go-to after this. We've also already passed 4 turns, so Quick Ball no longer a viable option. I'm surprised we got 5 turns out of sleep. That's convenient. This is like fast Pokemon. Might also be worth a shot here. And of course we have the Master Ball in case things go terribly, terribly wrong, but we do not intend to use it. If I actually blow through all of our Ultra Balls and Great Balls and Pokeballs and this doesn't work, then we're probably just resetting because that's obnoxious. This should hurt. I can't imagine it being terrible. Half health maybe? Critical hit maybe? God, no, it just did that much damage. Well, all of a sudden this whole plan is now falling apart because we do not outspeed. So we need to switch. We need to switch and then heal Venusaur and have something die so we can come in for free, eat an attack like that, and then still get a Spore off. What's the least useful thing in this spot? Sorry, Alakazam, it's you. Alakazam might not even survive an attack here. And his special defense is better than his weak-ass defense, but not by much, and his HP is also poor. I can't imagine this working. So that's unfortunate. Now, it does give us a chance to get Venusaur back in without a switch, but it hasn't healed yet. So I think we gotta tank it up. Or at least this way Umbreon can now come in without having to eat the first attack and then die from the second, because I think he'll survive a Dragon Pulse. We need to... This is not a time to mess around, so we're just going to go ahead and toss a Hyper Potion at Venusaur. Moo Moo Milk would be perfect on the dot, 100 HP, but we don't have any. Or if we do, we have like 1, so whatever. Prove me right, you're tanky Umbreon, you can take this. I don't expect you to survive 2, especially down 7 health already, but... Had a kid. Alright, so now we have a free turn. What do we have in the way of battle items, if anything? No, I've been selling those. Okay, so no options there. I can't imagine any of these not killing. Revenge, maybe, because it would be resisted, assuming Dragon Flying, but it's going to go second, so it's going to get the boosted damage. And that's even if Umbreon survives, which he probably doesn't. Fire Punch, maybe he could survive? This is actually a problem because we need to use some kind of attack. I could heal Umbreon, but then we're just caught in a loop. That would be a way to get rid of his Dragon Pulses, though. We should only have 10 of them. And unlike the original games, you actually do run out of PP for your enemies. You know what? Let's do it. Let's just stall out a little bit while we wait. There's also an opportunity for Rayquaza to use a non-Dragon Pulse move. We've seen Skill Swap. We don't know the other 2 spots yet. Okay, this is actually good. Umbreon might be dead. Okay, but his sacrifice is not in vain. This means that Venusaur should be a more viable option now. With Rayquaza's stats down 2 stages, we all of a sudden have some better openings here. For example, Dragon Pulse should be a 3-hit kill on Venusaur now, which is very good. Although this is a concern. No, that's just abilities. Okay. What is it that is the stats? Psych up? Something like that? We don't want to see that. We don't want him to give us his special defense down and then be like, oh cool, I'm back to full. Because that would be sad. Alright, so we tried our 2 gimmicky balls. Nest Ball, yeah. I think we're resigned to basically having to go Ultra Ball here. Okay. First time we've gotten 2 rocks, it's fine. Do, 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 do. This is our only real chance to get this in a chain here. As soon as Rayquaza wakes up again, that's when things could start to go terribly wrong. And that's only one extra click to go here instead of last item use. Whatever. Trish is already in the right spot. Because, of course, in Awake, Rayquaza can always crit, which will undo any of its stat decreases and just murder us. Okay, this is probably best long term. This should still sting a bit, but I don't think it kills us. Now that the stat's already down twice. Yeah. Look how much damage it did, though, with 2 stages of special attack down. You know, Hyper Potion's a little overkill here. I think whatever attack comes next now should maybe do 30 or 40 damage. Roar of Time. Wow. I believe that is Dialga's unique attack. Ow. That did 60 damage. With special attack down 4 stages? Or is that a physical attack? I do not remember Roar of Time. I'll have to think about it. Because I actually did use Dialga a little bit, despite the fact that I don't use legendaries much. We gotta heal and hope for not Roar of Time then, I guess. We need to have a chance to get another Spore off, because our catch rate is just not going to be good enough without it. I mean, it could work, but it's not a high percentage play. I think it has like a Hyper Beam type effect, though. This should be a no-turn. Damn. See, if I thought of that before I did anything. Alright, well, it's still a chance to get a Spore off. Does explain the damage, though. That's got to be like 140, 150 base power if it's going to be a recharge move. Okay. Even the next Draco Meteor, which his stats were already -4 for, still did 50 damage. I think we heal first just to play it safe. Then we start throwing balls. Since we don't know what turn he's going to wake up on, this is why this is the safe play. Obviously, we could otherwise just throw balls till he wakes up, then heal, but here we've covered all of our bases. No. I think yeah, that's the best we can do still, yeah. This part runs long now as Rayquaza struggles. There's other factors in play here. We don't really need a Rayquaza, for one. We're kind of just doing this because this is the legendary of our game. Again, not Ho-Oh per se, but it's the one that's emblematic of what we're supposed to be doing. And two, I mean, this weird give and take, right? So we don't have to win this encounter. I believe in this game and a few other of the more recent ones, the game's like most iconic legendary is technically available after you beat the Elite Four. If you accidentally kill it, I think there's a chance to come back to it. I'm pretty sure this is one of those. But I'd rather not come back. We're here. The tower's a pain in the ass to climb. And we're not doing that badly yet. We're not doing as well as we might hope. But we're okay. I'm going to cheap out a little bit, only take the Super Potion. Even though we have plenty of money, really. And now we get back to work. By the way, I don't think the catch rate's above 3 here. I think at this health, with the status effect, that if there was an improved catch rate, we probably would have had success by now. So this could take a while. This could be a 30-minute video, or more. Every time he keeps waking up, this pain in the ass stuff happens. Okay, that's a little bit more manageable now. So we'll just go ahead and sleep because he has to recharge. And heal and get right back up on the horse. I'm just hoping that one of these Ultra Balls does it. I don't even really care if it's the last one. Once we get past that, we start to get into more of a despair mode because the catch rate's only going to go down and it hasn't worked at that point. Yes, Rayquaza, take a nap. It's also possible that we could get his health a little bit lower. That's a risky proposition. I don't know what the weakest hitting move we have is, but I guess it was probably Alakazam's strength. But he's dead. And he might not have even outsped. The one thing in our advantage here is that there's no self-destruct. There's no hammer arm type recoil moves. There's pretty much nothing that's going to stop us from making this work other than a really low chance of it happening. But there's nothing that's going to make him kill himself unless we get to this point where he struggles, which... let's not talk about that. There isn't a ton of PP on his side here. Roar of Time is probably 5. Dragon Pulse was 10. I think. Could be 15. I think it's 10. And Draco Meteor should also be 5, I think. I don't know how many PP Skill Swap has. I can say I've never used it. There's the critical hit we were worried about. Had to happen sometime, I suppose, with this many attacks. So that sucks. Is there anything else here we could use to maybe not kill? Giga Drain, maybe? If he's indeed Dragon Flying, Giga Drain would be 1/4 damage. We don't want Luster Purge. Doing it. If the end of the video is in like 3 seconds, you know why. Oh man, we could even get another one off. Let's do it. It's a cool looking move. Now, if this crits, then we'll be sad. Okay. I bet you we could do one more. That's where we're going to draw the line. That's good. I am not that greedy. Where are my revives at? They're not here, are they? They're in status. Yeah. On our side, we have this issue of the PP of Spore. Luckily, there's a good amount of it. And I don't think we're going to run out of that before some other problems occur, but I don't know. Okay. Now we're set up, and now because of Rayquaza's reduced stats, we can actually switch in without too much fear here. I mean, a crit's a crit, but... man, he hits hard. His special attack cannot be any lower. It is all 6 stages down. Which means he's doing 1/3 damage. And, he doesn't care. Okay, that's not so bad. That's the first time we've seen Dragon Pulse since his stats went down. 22 damage is, you know, really more than it should be, all things considered, but manageable. Okay, we've increased our chance a little bit by doing a little more damage. Doesn't care. Didn't even rock once. For the record, this is also why we haven't spent a lot of time working on the other legendaries. I've given a couple minutes to them, but it's because this process can be rather ridiculous, and I don't want to do it a ton on camera. For this one, we'll make an exception. And I just do not believe in Master Balling in this spot. I never do it. I think this is a challenge. I don't mind doing this stuff. It takes a while, but I kind of like the challenge of it. And pretty much every game now has legendaries that like to run away. Those are such a tremendous pain in the ass sometimes that I'd rather use my Master Ball on like that Entei that we saw. I didn't have it at the time. But then to something that's stationary. Here, this is a war of attrition, but we can win it. To catch that Entei, or the other 2 dogs that run, we have to find a way to outspeed it, and then put it to sleep, or we have to find something that prevents running, you know, like a Wobbuffet in a regular game that has normal abilities that aren't randomized. It becomes a whole pain in the ass. We should be okay to get another spore off, then we'll probably heal. It's going to bring us down to like 35 to 40. This is so very Pokemon, though. This is actually wearing us out, though. Spore's now down to single-digit usage. We are getting down towards single-digit Ultra Balls. God, he just does not care. The only good news here is that eventually he's going to have nothing left but Skill Swap. So at least the healing and death part of the equation will be taken out. But once he gets to the point where he's only using Skill Swap, that's the countdown timer to Struggle. And one Struggle is going to kill himself now at this range. It probably would have before we brought him a little bit lower, but it will certainly do so now. His attack is not lowered. And Struggle does like, well, oh, you troll. Shoot. Gosh darn. Struggle, unlike most of the recoil moves, does something like 1/4 or 1/2 of the damage to the person who uses it. It's bad. Done about all we could. Again, one more Giga Drain would probably not have killed. Since we can't see the exact HP and there is always a range as well, we just don't know that though. And the difference is not that big in terms of the catch rate being improved. It's an improvement, but it's not going to be the thing that decides it one way or the other. Oh no! Yeah, if Rayquaza keeps this up, I'm just going to catch him and then release him so that he gets crushed into oblivion in the PC. Maybe that's mean, but it's how I feel. One way or the other, though, we're not too far out from this ending. Now, he's used Skill Swap and then followed up with another attack recently. He had a Dragon Pulse after a Skill Swap, so I don't know if he's out yet or not. He must be close. 6 Ultra Balls. Anybody who's played a Pokemon game has certainly been through this experience before, though. Nope. On the one hand, I respect the fact that some of these Pokemon are so difficult to catch. They should be. It should be easier to catch a Magikarp than a Latios. That's just math. But sometimes these struggles feel a little bit silly. I had a Heatran once. It was a legendary in, Diamond Pearl? A Steel Fire type. And I got so infuriated with him. And I was using Dusk Balls in a cave for that one. So, I mean, we're talking about the best you can do as far as the balls you throw. Wore him down, got him to about this point, and just started chucking and chucking and chucking and chucking and chucking. I think I threw more than 150 balls at him, between Dusk Balls and then Ultra Balls and whatever else I had left. And I got so mad about it that I gave him a somewhat inappropriate name that I can't repeat because I've kept this entire playthrough kid-friendly. But it was an F word, and it just adequately captured my feelings at the time. You know what? We don't need to heal. It's either not a crit and it won't kill, or it's a crit and it's going to kill anyways whether or not we heal. So, whatever, Rayquaza. That said, that feels like about the 8th or 9th or maybe 10th Dragon Pulse we've seen. Could be 15 PP, I'm not sure. But, gotta be running low. I'm not even going to heal. That's how confident I am that he has nothing left but Dragon Pulse at most. If Aurora Time comes out and bops our Venusaur, I guess I pay for it, you know, by having to go through the revive cycle again, but I'm not scared. God. Some of these aren't even rattling at this stage of the game. Oh, I think that was our last Ultra Ball because I just threw a Nest Ball. No, he didn't care about the Nest Ball. Well, we're going to throw some Great Balls at it, and if those don't work, we are pretty much going to have to concede defeat. You know, I'm almost glad, in a way. Obviously, it's all math-based. It's kind of like if a coin flips head 4 times, you're like, it can't be heads again. This one, obviously, Great Ball's not as good of a chance as Ultra Balls. It would have been kind of annoying to catch him on the first Great Ball after throwing 30-plus Ultra Balls at him. These Great Balls seem to be doing better. It's a statistical anomaly, but in my heart, it feels like, hey, we can do this still. The Great Balls are almost working. They're not, but... Uh-oh. Just got taken out of our hands. He's dead. And we're dead. Everyone is dead. A horrible collision. Typhlosion gets experience because he was involved in it. Hey, so I killed him. If that is what you believe. See, here you go. Perhaps you can come back here after everything has been settled. You've done a great job. Yeah, no, that's what I believe. I murdered your god. How do you feel? Really, he murdered himself, so I don't really take that much blame. So I'll take care of this off camera, and we'll queue it up for the next video where we've caught him. Or we'll queue the next video up where I've lost my mind and I'm raging and throw a Master Ball at it. I don't know. Either way, you'll see.